you are the biggest potential hindrance, and that's a collective you of an organization, into how much you can price and whether or not people are going to buy in and the structure of how you set things up. We put ourselves and our companies in these boxes that don't have to exist. And when we do, tighten up and say, well, people only want to buy from us in this way, or we have to have the model be like this because everyone else is doing it this way. We're a herding species, right? So we're looking to others for how we can do stuff. If you do that, those barriers are not necessarily true, right? And you're just setting yourself in this space that you don't have to be contained within. So taking that time to step back and say, well, what if we didn't? What if we were over here? What if it looked like this? And it might be to say, we can't charge more than this number. No one would ever invest more than this. Or even going the other way, because it's not all about raising prices. It might be like, well, there's no way to get value if we reduce the price. We couldn't make it work. Anytime you have that kind of vibe, the feeling of we've always done it or we have to do it this way, because taking the step back and kind of getting out of your own way is really important. May I give an example of the grilled cheese sandwiches in
Definitely.
this?
Yes.
It's one of my favorite. One of my favorite examples from the book, I would say. And so in this case, we think about making grilled cheese sandwich, right? So even people that can't cook, you would be able to say, like, you could probably like eke together a grilled cheese, right? It's doable for pretty much anybody. And so if that's something you're going to make, you're going to get the ingredients for it. It's like $1 maybe to make one, right? We know what goes into it. It's pretty basic. But if you imagine, you're out, you're craving a grilled cheese, you really want one, what's the most that you would be willing to like invest in buying yourself that grilled cheese sandwich?
Yes, it depends on where you go, I think. But yeah, probably, I don't know, 15, $20, something like that, $25, something like that.
Yep, 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 yep. And it's so interesting where some people are like, I mean, $10 maybe, right? And then sometimes we get in that 20, 15, 25, right? That's pretty standard what I hear from people. And it's like, but that's like the best grilled cheese ever, right? So, listener, you know what number you were at, where you were feeling reasonable there. There's a restaurant in New York City. It's called Serendipity 3, and they have a $214 grilled cheese sandwich on their menu.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And people buy it, right? Not everybody, not all day. And it's the job there is not to be the flagship item that everyone is buying every single day, right? But it sets up this feeling, right? So when I say there's a $200 grilled cheese, and it's important to 214, right? We're like up above in this way that you go, well, what's all the fuss about? Like, I kind of want to try, like, I want to try and see what's going on with this sandwich, right? That if I was visiting New York, would I want to go pop over there, check it out? And even if you don't get that sandwich, you're maybe going to post on social media, say you're here, and maybe you're going to pick up one of the $35 sandwiches that they have on their menu or something else that's even above what you might have gotten, but it's to be like part of the experience. You want to share, you want to be a part of it, right? And so that, again, that $214 sandwich, its job isn't to be bought all the time, but it's helping the entire experience of the brand to stand out. They also have $200 French fries. They have $1,000 vanilla sundae on their menu. The French fries were something that they introduced. These are all Guinness World Record holding items that they have on their menu. So it is for PR purposes, but there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because it's saying something about their brand. When they were coming back out of COVID, they created those French fries to be able to announce that they were opening back up. And there was an 8 to 10 week waiting list for these $200 fries. So that's another thing. They're scarce because it's very special ingredients that go in, like in the grilled cheese sandwich. It's special cheese from this region. That's like only a certain number of cows in the world that produce this milk, and they graze on wild strawberry and licorice, and it's got gold leaf in the in the crust, and they make it with Dom Perignon. It's like a whole scene, right? It's a whole thing. And again, that's really the point. And it's not even the most expensive grilled cheese sandwich that anyone has ever bought. So just to like keep pushing our brains a little bit further, right? So some listening may remember the Virgin Mary grilled cheese, which what made headlines. It's been decades now, but back on eBay, so there was a woman who made a grilled cheese sandwich, took a bite, and then looked down at her sandwich and realized, ah, Virgin Mary is in the grilled cheese sandwich, right? So she sees the Virgin Mary and puts this in a box, a clear container that she leaves on her nightstand with cotton balls in it, and says that for 10 years didn't get a speck of mold, this like divine sandwich that's sitting on her nightstand. And eventually she decided to sell it on eBay, of which it went for, I think, $28,000 and had 38 bids to get it to that point, right? Not everyone is buying a $28,000 sandwich, let alone one that's been sitting around for a decade. But like, you don't need everyone to buy. You need one person to buy that really expensive thing, right? You need a very small sampling. And they had, you know, 39, 38 bids that got it to that point. And so understanding what you're about, how you can go all in if you are going to be selling those $200 sandwiches or whatever that is, to know that the limits really are self-contained, can help open up a lot of opportunities around brands and businesses and how you're going to set up your prices.